Welcome to this presentation of Autodesk Navisworks for Architects. Let's see how Navisworks can provide benefits to you in the design process. We'll start by taking a virtual walk through the school building that you see before you. First of all, I'm just going to select a saved viewport. And what I can see here is that I'm outside the front entrance of the building. Now, using the walk tool, I'm just going to start to move towards the entrance. But here I'm floating above the ground, so I can actually turn on gravity. And now it will drop me down to ground level. And this really gives me a great understanding of how the design will look and feel to the building's users. As I move towards the entrance door here, Objects Animation will enable the door to open and I can pass through. So I can continue my walkthrough, but Navisworks provides me with an easy way to record my progress for later review. That may be for client presentations or for sharing with other members of the design team. So I'm just going to hit the record button here, continue to walk, and then I can get to a point, move around, very simple, very straightforward to do, hit the stop button and it's recorded that for me. I can just play that and straight away I can repeat the walkthrough process. What I'm now going to do is just move over to another viewport, which is the entrance stairs. And what I'm going to do is just make sure that gravity is turned on again, like so. And I'm just going to continue my walk up the stairs. So as you can see, continuing to move throughout the building, getting a really good appreciation of what's going on within the space. Now Navisworks excels at aggregating data from different sources. This means you can efficiently integrate consultant models into your architectural model, and with the ever-increasing complexity of buildings and the wealth of information produced during the design process, Navisworks helps promote better collaboration and coordination, which in turn leads to less errors and less waste. I'm just going to differentiate the structural model just by simply doing override item, override colour, and let's just change that to an orange colour to make that stand out. Instantly I can see we have a coordination issue, and as part of the design review process I can use the comprehensive markup tools to capture the problem. So first of all, what I need to do is just save the viewpoint, and what I'm going to do is just call that markup 2, and very easy for me just to organize those here, and just going to place that into the required folder. So markup 2 saved. What I can now do using the review tab is simply, let's just up the thickness of that a little bit, is use a cloud, and I'm just going to go through now and draw a cloud around that, and I can add a tag. So just going to add a tag onto there, and what we're going to say here is review. So let's just do that now, review position of structure in relation to fascia. And I can do that now, and I can just select OK. Not a problem for me to do that. And all I need to do now is just carry on walking. So I can just carry on walking. I can move throughout the building. I can identify other problems. I can use measure tools to interrogate widths, for example, and just carry on moving through there. Now at any time, what I can do is go back and I can actually look for comments. They may either be ones I've done or other members of the design team have done. So I can search on my name, and by clicking I can instantly see other areas that I've reviewed. So it makes it very powerful in terms of design review. The ability to control the visual appearance of model objects also enables easier understanding of design intent. So here I've got another viewpoint where the architectural model has been given transparency, which helps when reviewing the structural elements. I've also got on there a section plane that I can drag to cut and slice the model again to give me a better understanding of what's going on. I could also use that transparent view when just simply walking through. Again, really good way to understand what's going on with the model. Very important when coordinating with consultants. What I'm now going to do is just open up another view here, and what I'd like to do is just turn off that sectioning tool. What I'd like to do is just append some more information. So in this case I'm going to load in the building services model. So using append, I'm going to select the correct model. This could be in one of many supported formats or written out from the source application in a Navisworks format where an exporter is available. So just going to append that information, and what I'm going to do now is just again override that so we can see that more easily. So just going to change the color to dark green. Very easy for me to do that. Now what I'd like to do is use the Find Items functionality to search for all internal partitions. So what I'm going to do is just make sure the architectural model is selected. I'm going to find items where the name is containing the value partition. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is say find all. What that's done is gone into the architectural model and found all of the partitions. But what I'd now like to do is save the search criteria as a search set. So just going to save a search set, and I'm going to just call that internal partitions. So very powerful search functionality. And also what this means, if I have a search set, it means that when I update the model, I don't have to redefine the search. Any new partitions will be found at the same time. So very useful functionality. So now I've appended the building services model, I've created a search set for internal partitions. What I would now like to do is use the clash detection to identify if there are any coordination issues between them. So using clash detective, what I'm going to do here is just select the building services model, select the internal partitions search set, and hit the start button. And what we'll see is that 53 clashes have been found. So we can look at the results of that, we can step through the various results, we can understand the context in which those are occurring, and what this will enable us to do is understand, for example, where we need to take into account the requirement for additional builders work, perhaps where ducting is passing through partitioning. All of these clashes can also be written out to a report and shared with the wider design team. Moving over to the master plan model, of which our school building is part, we can see how Navisworks timeliner functionality can be applied not just for construction sequencing simulation, but also for visualizing zoning when master planning. Here, timelines have been applied to various zones, and we can watch as the model builds up over time. Finally, using the presenter functionality, we can render the scene. Both of these can provide a significant benefit, especially for public consultation or planning requirements. That concludes this presentation of Autodesk Navisworks for Architects. To summarize, you've seen how you can freely move around and visualize your design. That data can be aggregated and reviewed, enabling more sustainable digital design review and providing significant benefits in collaboration and coordination. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.